In a world where nerds rule, but true entertainment is rare. The Nerdy Entertainment Syndicate.
What's up, nerds? Welcome to another episode of Nerdy Entertainment Syndicate, the podcast video edition.
What up, guys? This is Los.
What's happening?
How you doing, Drew?
Not too shabby.
So it's been a while since we did our last episode. Oh, just about a month.
Maybe 2 weeks.
Month? Yeah, it's February 2nd.
I don't even remember anymore.
Well, I told you. Well, first of all, February doesn't count because it's just blink of an eye and it's done.
I don't know anymore.
You know, but
I don't know days.
in that meantime, we got to see Black Panther.
Loved it.
Yeah, it was an
Saw it
awesome
twice.
movie.
Great movie.
Great movie. Honestly, I think it is the best story-driven Marvel movie that's been put out.
Very good.
That's not saying it's my top movie, but I honestly think it's the best story that Marvel has done.
Yeah, I love how it's not the end of the world kind
No.
of thing, technically. It's not tied in so much to like the last 17 movies.
No.
It makes a perfect standalone movie.
Yes, it is.
Great story.
Great villain.
Great villain, great motivation. Like I
Right.
told you, it's like when we walked out, that felt very Shakespearean, being
It
like
did.
the royal family stuff,
No,
royal politics.
And the way he died is very Shakespearean,
his last
especially when
line
he's
was
saying.
like- his last line was killer.
It was awesome. For those who haven't seen it, he has a great line talking about slaves and.
If you're watching this show, you've seen Black Panther.
Yeah, but let's be honest. So, anyways, so that last line when he says, "Even the slaves would jump the ship to."
He says, "Bury me with my ancestors, like in the sea, because
They jumped ship.
they jump ship because they
Instead
know
of being
death is
slaves.
better than bondage."
Yeah.
So like,
Of course, he would say something like that, and he takes
relevant. Great movie.
Mhm.
Yeah, like you mentioned, great story. Again, at the same time, it's not completely original. It's an original world, but story-wise, it's not completely original. Because talking with Chris over at Four Color
Uh-huh.
and a couple other people, is like, that story is pretty much identical to Thor Ragnarok. You got the sins of the father, where he hides away one of the family members. Family member comes back, a la Hela, Killmonger, to try to take over what they think is rightfully theirs in the kingdom. So it's very simple. It's like it's nothing new, original as far as story wise, but how they use that story in the world they created of Wakanda in this Marvel universe, really well done.
But of course, you don't even have to use Thor Ragnarok. I mean, that premise that you said, the sins of your father comes to haunt you. It's been around for multiple movies.
That's why I said it
stories.
felt Shakespearean.
So nothing new, yeah, for sure, definitely nothing new. But their take on it and what they did with it was awesome.
But the standout for me, absolutely, were the side characters. Not so much T'Challa, Black Panther. His performance was like really good,
as expected.
very subdued, but he let all the other characters shine. His sister Shuri, freaking amazing. One, she felt so refreshing when she came on, and like something fun, something exciting.
Right, because she wasn't the dumb sidekick. She was brilliant.
She's the genius,
and her sarcastic humor was awesome.
And like in the Marvel world, she's up there, probably smarter than Tony Stark, right?
Correct,
isn't she? Right?
Yes.
So yeah, her attitude so refreshing, so smart, so strong and kick ass. But I absolutely loved General Okoye.
Okay.
Denai Guerrera. I'm a fan of hers as Michonne in The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
And to see her be even more of a kick-ass character in this.
Yeah,
which she was. I was like so happy for her. So happy to see her on screen. She was awesome.
She was definitely awesome,
so
man.
kick-ass, dude.
She had a serious tone, but with good, comedy put into it with her, a couple lines she's had.
And like her storyline too, because like she's one of the generals of the Dora Milaje.
Correct.
She's kind of she's there to protect the throne. So like how the story progresses, where Killmonger takes it over.
Her allegiance, it's to the king, not the name.
Whoever the king.
Yes, exactly. So,
but like how she says, like my heart is with you. Like Nakia, when the family went to go do their thing after the change of powers, like she's like, no, I protect that throne. I have to be here to protect that throne.
Yeah.
Denai Guerrera, she like I loved her. Her and Shuri like my favorite characters.
Yeah.
Another one of the breakouts was what's his name? The leader of the tribe that's in the mountains.
Oh.
I forget them. Like the.
You gotta look it up.
The guys. Yeah. What's his name? Duke Wilson, I think his name is, or Wilson Duke, the actor Wilson Duke. but I forget his name. M'Baku.
That's
M'Baku,
right. This is awesome when he goes, I'll feed you to my kids.
Like it gets
I'm joking. They're
serious.
vegetarians.
Like, yeah, we're vegetarians. Or the part where like he interjects like, no, are you guys done? Are you guys done with your little family meeting? Great movie overall. Great story.
I like how the tribes, the leaders of the tribes, how they represent a lot what that Wakanda culture was, how their culture was intertwined with their technology.
Yeah,
it was awesome.
That was really cool.
You know, so that alone was awesome. I was like, all right, I can respect that.
Great story. It's making Bafo box office, making all the money in the world.
It will break $1 billion
for sure
in profits.
But one thing that's really like, it brings out positivity in the world.
Yeah, it does,
because it's culturally relevant. For
very very much so with a lot of things are going, you know, and
just the African American culture,
and they did it very tastefully.
Very it was really well done. But something I see older couples walk into this movie. It's like older African American couples. Like this reaches a farther audience than just the regular Marvel movies, because I don't think I've ever seen an older African American couple come out of like a Thor movie or Ant-Man. But for them, this means something to them, because like it's primarily a black cast, black people behind the scenes, the director.
Well, not only that, it's it also promotes how, you know, black superheroes and general, you know, puts it in the limelight. When we know we do have Luke Cage and stuff like that. Blade was also, people tend to forget that Blade was actually a comic book.
That's true.
Hero, or what do you want to, you know, title him. But you know, Black Panther, it definitely it just put it on the spotlight, you know, on the main stage, and it did a great job.
More so because, again, the primarily black cast, primarily black behind the scenes, and
correct.
It's very culturally relevant. That's why we see those older couples, not just guys our age, young kids, you know, and like watching stuff throughout the week. Like there's this thing Jimmy Fallon did where he brought people. Like, hey, talk to the Black Panther poster and like let them know what it means. We're recording this just to like kind of share it with the actors. And they had the forget his name, the actor who plays T'Challa, like behind the curtain. So these people are like talking to the poster, telling this poster what this means to them, to see a hero like this that looks like them.
Oh, that's cool.
And they're breaking out in tears, and it's making me emotional too.
Are you serious?
And then he comes out from behind the curtain to surprise them, and they're like all elated and so happy to see him. But yeah, it's just the positivity that this movie's bringing. It's like it's some light in this world that's like much needed. It's like really great to see stuff like that I've been seeing. I was like, yeah, it's very very touching.
No, that's pretty cool.
It's really cool.
But either way, great movie. Like we said, the villain. Very relatable. You can understand his path, and we know that each, you know, there's always a saying that the villains will never see themselves as the villain themselves; they see themselves as the hero, and you can actually follow that course. You could say, you know what, I see his point of view. I see where he's coming from. Like I can
sympathize with him.
Perfect. I can sympathize with what he's saying.
Like I did a quick little Instagram review with the movies. Like,
which was great. Awesome.
Yeah, you can sympathize with what this character is doing, but at the same time, it's like maybe it's not the right way to do things.
Correct. Because we haven't gone through what he went through that was life changing.
Yeah.
And it was kind of awesome too in the movie how each of them faced almost like their self demons, you know, their own reflection. Once, you know, they were taking the heart leaf, you know, which some people were saying it's a stone, maybe one of the stones on the ground.
Yeah, like all of us fans are like trying to like, where's that last stone? It's got to be in Wakanda. Like, Infinity, they show them fighting in Wakanda. Why would it be there? But it has to be there.
Yeah, and you know, theories have said that maybe the stone is buried underneath, which is causing some of this plants to have the special powers.
Because it is the
soul stone, and they're seeing self-reflection of, you know. Have you heard that one yet?
No, I haven't heard that.
Oh, okay, so
I could buy it. Yeah.
So he explained it. I was like, when someone was talking about it, which is a Captain Cook, co-worker of mine. Yeah. He was telling about it. He was like, this theory that, you know, it's the soul stone that's buried underneath that where they're at from the plant, because when they drink that little heart plant, they see their past ancestors. You know, he sees his father. Killmonger does the same thing, and you're like, soul stone. You know,
I can see that. Yeah,
so you know, it's a theory, nothing, but it's, you know, we always tend to do that. Theories are fun. They tend to be pretty awesome, and can even writers can say, hey, that theory's awesome. I'll go for it. You know, so I liked it.
Another thing I want to mention was Andy Serkis as Claw. He was pretty cool because you could tell how much fun he was having in the role.
He was having a blast.
Just being over the top bad guy. He was fun. He was
very
cool.
psychotic. Like just the way everything he was doing. I was like, wow, this guy has no. He was a dirtbag. You're like, yeah, he's playing the perfect.
Yeah, I would love to see him come back for more, but spoilers, he got killed off. So.
I know. I was hoping he didn't get. Yeah, when they killed him off, I was like, one of my gripes was like, of course, just keep killing him off.
Like
Whatever.
such a good character, so much fun being evil. He had so much fun.
He could have had
like,
later on roles, like which I like the Chris Nolan trilogy because it shows Scarecrow.
Scarecrow came back.
He just kept on coming back. You could have seen Heath Ledger done the same thing. I was like, hey, it's cool. It's still there.
You see how big that world is. Like they're still there. It's like
exactly. So
Black Panther, great movie.
Yeah, so
good.
Definitely a 9 out of 10 for me. 2 thumbs up, whatever you want to give it, for sure. Go see it. Yeah. What do you got next? We got anything?
I don't know what we got. What's going on?
We see. Oh, of course. We've always talked about it. It's an ongoing thing. DC always comes up with great news about guess who's casting, guess who's directing, guess who's doing this, who's doing that. Guess what? Well, we all remember that Joss Whedon was going to be directing the Batgirl flick. And about 2 weeks ago, it was known that, you know what? No. I have nothing written. No. So I'm not going to do it anymore.
It may have had to do with the backlash of Justice League. Because everybody blames him for Justice League sucking so bad. And at the same time, I could understand maybe he'd want to step away because the climate of like the movie industry, especially with the comic movies, let's maybe get some female writers in here. Yeah. Let's give it to a female director because Wonder Woman did such a great job with it. We see what's going on with Black Panther. Let me step aside and let's give it to somebody else who could handle it better. At the same time, I mean,
think he could have handled it better though. Buffy.
He would have done good because he's always he has the history with Buffy and
so he's done a good job
with, like Firefly and
yeah.
I mean, he directed the Avengers, which was like a nearly impossible task.
Yeah. So I don't know. Personally, there's no real information out there that was said. It sounds like a perfect political, correct, thing to say. It was because of this.
Amicable differences.
But who knows what the true reality could have been? People we've always talked about it say that DC movies, critically they didn't do well. Critically, financially they did great. They got a return. We're comparing Marvel, who's had what's it going on? How many years is it going on now?
Since 2008, so 10 years.
10 years stretch, and DC's is just starting going. I mean, honestly, DC hasn't found their footing yet in some of these movies. I'm saying some because Wonder Woman is the exception to that rule, and it's done a fantastic job. But they'll get there. I honestly think they need to venture out with more, like, female directing. Wonder Woman was awesome. Cast that way, make it different. Brings other people into the picture.
That's one reason I have like I'm comfortable with Aquaman because they let James Wan. He was out in Australia making the movie. We never heard any behind the scenes drama with that movie. They just kind of left him alone.
They need to do the Marvel approach. Marvel's like, hey, guess appearing. No. Marvel's like, hey, we're doing everything. Whatever leaks out, but it isn't us saying, hey, we have this guy on board. They was like, hey, we're doing it this way. Whatever.
Well, I mean, Marvel's had some issues with Ant-Man brings up one. They're probably their most behind the scenes drama they had with losing Edgar Wright,
right?
Stuff like that. But yeah, DC. It's funny though. Like I don't know if you saw it, but Zack Snyder's been throwing some shade. Like he liked one of the posts about Joss Whedon leaving Batgirl. Like people are saying like, oh, he's throwing shade. He liked that. What's his face? Joss Whedon's not there. And then he posted a picture of himself with a beard. And like, well, it looks like it's time to shave this off. And then somebody commented, why don't you just remove it using CGI? And he replied, well, we all know that doesn't work.
This is nerds trying to cause drama. Yeah, there.
I watched Justice League. I bought it on the digital copy.
Why?
Watching it in HD is worse than in movies, dude. Seeing that CG face is like so distracting.
Is it?
It's so distracting watching it on the high def television. Oof.
Just reshoot it with him without the stash.
But you know what? I'm happy for Mission Impossible Fallout because he still got Henry Cavill mustache skate, whatever. He looks badass in that movie.
No, I haven't seen it. Is it
good?
No. Oh yeah. Yes. You saw the movie already?
Not the movie. That comes out in a month. But I'm like, that's one of my most anticipated movies this year.
Yeah.
Mission Impossible. I love the franchise.
It reminds me from The Man of Uncle. You know,
He was awesome in Man of
fight
Uncle.
scene, which we talked about when we saw it. We were like, we came with whatever expectations because it looked like a fun movie.
Yeah.
But we didn't expect it to be as fun as it was.
It was underrated. It didn't
It
perform in
definitely
the box
was.
office. It's a really good movie. If you guys haven't seen it, go watch Man from Uncle.
Yeah.
Especially because Henry Cavill and Armie Hammer are great
Yeah.
in it. It's a good movie, and it's,
It really is.
Yeah, it's Guy Ritchie directed, so it still has his like
His
Guy
fast
Ritchie
paced
flair.
His flair has always been fast paced action scenes, just bang bang bang, snap the other.
And it's a decent movie. It's
Oh,
really
it
good.
is.
It's enjoyable. But
So
yeah.
either way, yeah. So he's awesome in the trailers when he's fighting Tom Cruise. Like, ooh.
That fight scene, I love that fight scene when he winds
He
up
looks-
to that punch.
He looks good in a suit, man. I was like, dang, he looks swole. He looks swole.
I would change teams
Yeah.
for Henry Cavill.
Yeah.
Speaking of,
I told my wife I go, the other side for Christian Bale and Hugh Jackman.
going back to Black Panther, freaking Michael B. Jordan,
Wow.
right?
What? My wife was like, "Oh my goodness," and I was like, "Oh yeah, I know."
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
So,
yeah.
so he packed on the pounds.
Anyways, okay, no more spilling secrets. Yeah.
Okay, so anyways, so there's that news of who's going to direct it. So Batgirl movie, who knows?
Whatever. And the next day, BatmanNews.com put up a post saying, possible bad news coming from DC Films. We'll keep you updated. So I replied, as opposed to good news that we get from DC Films?
Nice.
Like, come on. Like, all right. That's just, I don't know.
So
That's
when
what it is. Shazam's in production right now.
Yeah. Oh, that's right.
They're
Shazam.
filming. So that's
And Toronto.
So far, so good. Little leaks from behind the scenes. From, like Instagram. They're filming.
We saw his suit. We don't know what the premise of the suit is.
It's from the side, like a back from behind.
Correct. We don't know what the premise of the suit is. It's
He's
just
got like that hoodie cape. Doesn't look like the same type of material like the Superman suit.
It looks
almost like
very Walmart for me.
fabric, like he's wearing.
It looks like a
cotton tape.
Walmart style. Like, oh,
But again, we haven't seen it in action.
No.
We haven't seen like an official
correct.
great image. It was just a shot from
Non-HD cell phone
behind.
zoomed in. Wasn't a fan of it, but we'll see. It's early on.
We'll see.
Who knows?
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah,
Something different.
Maybe he gets that and is like, hey, what the heck is this? I hate it. Oh, there's a better one.
Something different from them. Shazam,
But-
movie, not like a main character out of that
So,
Justice League that we know.
but they're
Looking
shooting, so
good.
that's awesome. So I can't wait for a month to 2 months from now where they're giving us just a trailer.
Little
Whatever,
teasers and stuff would be
teaser
cool,
trailer.
yeah.
Correct. So,
That going on, we have again with the rumor mill, Joaquin Phoenix in talks to be the Joker in that standalone Joker film. You heard about that?
no.
No. Directed by Todd Phillips, the director of the Hangover movies, and produced by Martin Scorsese.
A Joker movie?
You haven't heard about this?
No, not
So
one.
this is like nearing, because like stuff was leaked about production start days to start filming May 1st. Joaquin Phoenix is in talks to play the Joker, set in the 80s as his origin story as a gritty crime drama in the 80s in Gotham.
So it's gonna be a noir type of style movie.
Directed by Todd Phillips and Martin Scorsese producing.
I can.
There's
Well,
that.
Scorsese does noir style movies a lot.
The gangster crime
So
movies.
I mean, I guess.
Whatever.
I mean,
what can we do? What can we do?
Why? I think that's my question. Honestly, why?
Hmm.
It's not the movie we asked for, but
How about Man of Steel 2, please?
right, a real Man of Steel 2.
Give us some Brainiac. Which, have you seen the Krypton stuff?
It looked okay.
Oh.
So okay, great. So let's rewind it to months last year. We talked about shows. We brought up Sci-Fi Krypton.
Coming out with a Krypton show.
We'll be the first to admit
A
we
series
shit on it. We gotta admit it. I
based-
shit on
A
it.
series with the lead character
Sorry, I poop on it.
Superman's grandfather.
Correct.
So basically set years in the past.
Yeah.
So there's no Superman in
Yeah,
this.
it's pretty much
So the-
focused on the House of L.
So the trailers been coming out that have been like, oh, it seems like a CW teeny drama kind of stuff, like
Right.
with the actors that they're using in it. But premise-wise, it's like, okay, this is interesting. So like,
Correct.
Adam Strange comes back from our time to the past to them saying, somebody's coming from my time to destroy your planet or something, or you have to make sure that they don't do it now. It has to be destroyed
Adam Strange?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. It has to be after your grandson is born, because he's going to be the greatest hero that ever lives.
You know who Adam Strange is, right?
Not necessarily, but I know he's from our time or the future. He actually goes back to the past.
Interesting. I was like, because you said his name, like, you know who Adam Strange is.
No.
Old school. It's all, older DC stories.
Your DC.
Yeah,
your
my DC.
stuff.
Put it that way, my DC era. So
you haven't seen this trailer?
No.
So did you see the Brainiac trailer?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, now, so we shit on it, whatever, we hated on it.
Now it was like...
And then we start seeing their sets, and then seeing Brainiac.
Brainiac was just released.
How is this not a movie villain? How is this not a movie villain? He looks amazing. The details on him, I was like, wow.
The effects that they have going on, just a small shot of the effects of his ship, that skull ship, and the dude in the makeup, and I was like, how is sci-fi beating Warner Brothers
making
studios
a great villain
to making Brainiac? That's ridiculous. He should be the villain in the Man of Steel 2 sequel.
He looked amazing.
That looks.
I mean,
really
honestly,
good.
guys, check it out.
Seeing that made me just absolutely want to watch the show.
When you get this video, I'll post it somewhere.
Brainiac. Look at this.
Oh.
Right.
But,
so this image for sure makes me want to watch the show.
And then when I saw it, I was like, "Dang, I'm eating my words." And we always say we never crap on anything, but I remember even saying, "Why sci-fi? Why?" Yeah.
But
look at us now.
On the same thing, to continue our crapping on it, is like, look where Gotham ended up. Like, we're not really that big fans of Gotham. I watched the first season and a half.
Mm-hmm.
It just kind of went off the rails. Not something that I want to keep following.
People still like it though.
It's going into its like fifth season or something, fourth, fifth season. Like, the trailers make it look cool because like they show the villains and like all this action and cool stuff, but still there's no Batman. It's like, yeah. But so we'll see how this Krypton show ends up going.
Yeah.
But yeah, the image.
I'm happy. Not happy, but I'm a little bit excited now.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
That image of Brainiac, that trailer. Yeah, that makes me want to watch the show.
Yeah.
There's that.
What else? You got anything else?
What do we got?
I was telling you earlier that I streamed Westworld in 2 days.
I've heard good things.
Great
about that.
show. I know we're late to the party, but season 2 should be kind of starting up soon.
Mm-hmm.
Great show, everybody. Go check it out. I still have a lot of comics I got to start catching up on. A lot of things, events in DC and Marvel that's going on. I'm like, whoa, I need to know what's going on.
Yeah, I'm keeping up with just like the Batman title, the Batman Metal. I'm letting that stack up so I can binge through that.
Because it's hard to read Metal, a comic at a time, because you're just like,
that. Same with the Doomsday Clock, because they're going to be pushing out every 2 months, not every month like the other issues, the other storylines.
Yeah, it's because it finishes in December.
I just like I was telling you earlier, I just finally read Infinity War due to recommendation from Ray, and he was like going nuts over Planet Hulk and World War Hulk, so I found that pretty cheap on Comixology, so I got that.
What did you think?
That. I've only read one issue of the World Planet Hulk, but Infinity War was pretty cool. I liked when it got to like near the end, was like just like the bonkers like space fights with all the space elders and
the Celestials.
Like that was pretty cool. But then at the end of it, it was like, so Thanos just did this for a chick. He wanted a chick's attention.
Death.
Yeah, I was like, all right.
Well, it's harder to see it now, but there's a story behind it because the thing with Thanos is he is obsessed with death. Yeah. He's obsessed with his chasing death, and it's all in his head. Like there's a great story on him. He's like he's trying to woo this death person, and nobody's there. It's just in his head. Like he killed his whole race for her, and it's a trip. So
yeah, it was a cool story. Like the whole battles and like all the universe of all the Marvel characters, Spider-Man and Wolverine and all them getting into battle and seeing them getting taken out. I was like, oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, because honestly, Thanos could just like
what he did with Nebula and that whole thing. Was just like,
and you saw what's it called?
Warlock was there, Silver Surfer. And then, the Celestials all come in and do battles. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
So, seeing that, reading that, and knowing that it's just going to be completely different in the movie because we don't have that roster of characters.
No, but Adam Warlock will be there, of course. Adam.
In the movie, you think so?
We remember. Okay, so you saw Guardians of the Galaxy.
Just the Easter egg of that. Yeah.
Remember they're saying we're making the perfect being Adam. Remember she says we're going to call him Adam? That's Adam Warlock in there.
I don't see him taking the same role in the comic for this movie, though. I don't know how he's going to show up, and then same with
the Soul Stone. Maybe he control the Soul Stone. Maybe he'll have the whole Soul Stone.
maybe. Who knows?
The trip about the Soul Stone is your soul gets trapped in it.
That's where Adam was in the comic.
Mhm.
He was kind of like the leader of inside the Soul
With
Stone.
Gamora.
So yeah, seeing the differences, like I'm excited to see the movie now. To see what are they going to do using the Infinity War story with what
are they going to
in the
pull?
movies.
Yeah. So another one you should read is Annihilation Conquest and War of Kings.
Is
Good
that
stories. Annihilation
Thanos
Conquest.
related, or
It's Thanos related, but it's also related to like it's in the negative zone. Do you remember the name? It's like a beetle insect looking thing. It'll come to me, but it's a great read, man.
yeah, and then the Planet Hulk storyline. I just started that. Got into like issue 1 or 2 so far. So I'm looking forward to that based on that recommendation and stuff. So I got my Marvel reading to do. Caught up on
That's
The
cool.
Walking Dead.
I like to see you getting into Marvel more.
The Walking Dead. I caught up with that.
How is that? I stopped like around 100.
I mean, like the show. It has its cycles of like, our team finds the same place. There's a villain, threatens this place. They go to battle or fight and lose people, gain people. But right now, it's like where it's at is like they find this new community that's even much bigger than what they've ever built. And one of the storylines involves Michonne, where she finds her daughter. Her daughter's still alive. I was like, oh, that was pretty cool. I didn't see that coming.
All right, cool.
So that was really cool. I just read a Spawn little story arc because one of the comics that we met actually at like one of the Long Beach Comic Cons we went. Jason Sean Alexander, he was doing the art for it. I love his artwork. Really beautiful. Really, maybe we can pop some up right here.
Yeah, he's the one that did that monster one, right?
He was doing we were walking by his table. I think he was doing the Mr. Freeze.
Yeah.
And his comic is called something Damage Zone or
remember we got a couple of
like I bought the comics and he gave me like a set of comics for free too. So really cool guy, but I love his artwork. And he was doing this run on Spawn, which was actually pretty cool, and especially like the artwork, the way he designed Spawn, it was just very horror story, very dark in the shadows. And, like his face was more, you could see like the skeleton outline of it. I'm not sure what's going on with the long run of Spawn, but like Al Simmons is actually like alive and he turns into Spawn. So like he can, because the storyline it revolves around his niece in Japan. He sends his niece to Japan to keep her safe from things going on, and he goes to like make sure she's safe. So he's an actual,
person,
physical form like Al Simmons, and then he can turn into Spawn and does his thing.
Oh, cool.
So it's not like what I remember, like he's always just dead and always that Spawn character. Yeah, so that was pretty interesting. That was pretty cool. But the artwork was awesome. Pretty cool story. I think I'll keep reading, keep up with Spawn, see what's going on.
All right, cool. I actually have Spawn. I just haven't caught up on the issues yet, but yeah.
Nice. So, what else have I been reading? I think that's it. Actually, I started reading. I listened to the Annihilation audiobook, but I bought it because like reading it, I can read at my own pace, read in my own tone, understand a little better. Because listening to audiobooks, you kind of get distracted with whatever you're doing. I was folding laundry
and there goes 2 chapters stuff that you don't know.
So like I have to keep rewinding. So I bought the books to read them, and I did end up watching the movie too. It's like a really good movie.
Oh, is it?
But yeah, it's like completely different from what I remember from the book and what I'm reading. But it just takes the premise of this place called Area X, where this mysterious stuff is happening. It's kind of like surrounded by this what they call the shimmer.
Okay,
that's kind of like the border of it that keeps expanding. And inside, just like a bunch of almost like genetic mutations happen with plants and animals, and they like military gets sent in to do discovery and recon, but they never come out.
Oh, really?
But this story is based off this one biologist, I believe. Her husband comes back.
Okay.
And like very mysterious situations, so she goes in with a team to like kind of find out what happened. Really good, really trippy. The movie also too is like I saw it twice. The second time was like, okay, I understand a little more because I'm picking up a little bit more of the pieces, putting them together. But it was a good movie, though.
Oh, I gotta check it out.
Good to watch in theaters because it's like a visual spectacle with the special effects, the shimmer, and like the creatures, and it has like some pretty good little, almost like a horror sequence. And
Cool.
Good movie. I recommend it.
All right, definitely gotta give it a try.
A brainy, trippy.
And I like those movies that make you think. It's like, all right, I like movies you gotta rewatch and figure it out. It's like, all right, cool. Especially it's like, all right, this is not so subtle, but let's watch this.
It's good. I recommend it. That too. I watched Game Night.
Which awesome. It looks funny to me. I was like, all right, I can get into this movie.
I saw the trailers for Game Night and was like, that looks funny. A couple little cheesy laughs, little jokes in there. So I didn't think I would watch it in theaters. But then seeing like all the stuff that I watch on YouTube and the people I follow, like giving it good reviews, good word of mouth. Okay, I'm like interested now. Like I want to go see it. And yeah, it totally is worth watching. Go pay the money or whatever. Go see the movie because it's a funny movie to begin with. And it's different. It's not like a typical comedy because it is shot like an action thriller. Because the premise of it is these couples have game night. One of them sets it up to be like a murder mystery, and the guy actually gets kidnapped. It's not spoilers. It's in the trailer.
Yeah, and they think it's
so
part
they
of
think
the
it's
game.
all part of the game, but like real events are happening, and it's shot like an actual thriller, like in the dark and like camera shots and the sequences. Really funny, shot really well. The acting is good, like the two leads, Rachel McAdams and Jason Bateman. Really funny couple, really cool. And the soundtrack, you would love the soundtrack.
Right,
I think it's Cliff Martinez, one of your favorites.
All right. Yeah, so
good soundtrack. So
all right,
I recommend going and check it out. Really good movie.
For sure.
Take your wife to go see it.
Also bring it up, talking about movies. Infinity War has been moved up.
Yes.
April 27th?
April 27th, the release date. Yeah, but like the premiere the night before Thursday night, so it would be the 26th. Yeah.
So for those of you who don't know.
Did you see how it was done, though?
With the whole countdown thing?
With the series of tweets?
No.
Robert Downey Jr. was like, "Hey Marvel," he tweets he tweets Marvel, "Hey can I see Infinity War early?" Like, yeah, sure, Robert, you can watch it early. So, can I watch it with my friends? Yeah, sure, bring some friends. The whole world's my friend. Yeah, we'll move it up for a week. Whatever, everybody can watch it. So that's how it was like actually announced. A series of tweets between Robert Downey Jr. and
what was the point for it? It's just like, yeah, whatever.
I think actually because watching Screen Junkies, recommend go watch and check them out.
I like their. I like their honest trailers.
Honest trailers, yeah, good stuff. But they're kind of hypothesizing that maybe it's because spoilers, because it's actually coming out that day around the rest of the world, coming out for us May 3rd. So to avoid spoiler heavy stuff, because it's going to be a big change in the Marvel world. That's what they think.
A worldwide release.
Kind of worldwide release, so everybody can just kind of watch it at the same time over the same week and avoid spoilers within, because we're not going to have it for a week. We're going to be seeing stuff from overseas and Europe, so
that's pretty cool.
It would spoil a lot of stuff.
Yeah. All right.
So that's kind of what they think, what they hypothesize would be like the reason for moving it up.
I can see that.
That along with either that or the momentum of Black Panther. It's like such a hit right now.
Ride this wave.
Let's keep that momentum going into Infinity War. Let's move it up a week, or let's move it up a week to give Han Solo its own time, so we don't swallow it up. Because it's another Disney property.
It's true.
But yeah, there's all these rumors, but we don't know for sure. But they're moving it up a week early.
And I'm happy for it.
But Chris wasn't happy when I told him about it.
Yeah, I went and bought my books today. He goes like, "How was that headache?" He goes, people were calling me freaking out. What's gonna go on? Does that mean I got a butt? Like, I was like, well,
I was the first one that told him because I walked in to get my poll. He's like, "So what do you think about that Infinity War news?" And he thought I was talking about the comic. He's like, "What do you mean, like number one or something?" Like, no, the movie got pushed a week. What are you talking about? Like, yeah, check your social media, man. Marvel moved the movie up a week. He's like, "Are you serious?" He got all pissed off. And he's like, "No, I got to reprint the tickets with the new date. I got to email everybody and make calls and all this stuff. And who knows, maybe even the shirts, because the shirts have the date on them too, the patches. That's a lot of stuff he's got to redo."
If I was like, if it's too late, probably just keep that date, whatever.
Yeah, if he doesn't make the changes, I'm okay with it. Yeah. I'm fine with it. So, but that's just
that is a headache, though.
Yeah, as I was leaving, he's like, "Thanks for that news, asshole."
That's funny. What else you got?
What else?
I've been playing a lot of video games now. Playing Wolfenstein.
Awards. I saw the
That's a pretty
trophies.
cool story. Wolfenstein is pretty cool.
The one that came out 4 years ago?
Yeah, I also got Wolfenstein 2, so I'm working myself up to it. I got a library, so now I'm gonna start going through them now. So, you should download Fortnite.
I've downloaded it, but I've not played it. I got Andrew and Amelia from work. Like, you gotta work. You gotta play. Come on, play it. Like, yeah, I'll get on.
Leve?
Huh?
Leve?
No. The VST.
Oh, Andrew, the VST. Okay.
Drew.
That's right. I got Amelia's her screen name. I forgot it. But yeah, then that's pretty much it, dude. Like I said, I'm gonna try to catch up a couple reads this weekend. It's gonna be a work in 3 days. Anything else new with you?
Movie pass. Go get a movie pass.
Yeah, we talked about it months ago. You pulled the trigger.
$10 a month, $9.99, and you can watch one movie a day. As long as it's not like the 3D or an IMAX, just a regular 2D picture. I went to see Black Panther. I saw The Annihilation twice and Game Night. 4 movies in 2 weeks using the $10 movie pass. It was like $2.
You already got your money back.
Yeah.
So
it's worth it.
I gotta give it a try. Especially I got my young ones. We can all get one.
It's it's one movie pass per person. Mm-hmm. So it's like you can only get one ticket with it. Mm-hmm. It's worth it for moviegoers. $10 a month.
Yeah, I'm gonna look into it.
There's actually a good interview on Screen Junkies. Go watch Screen Junkies. With the actual guy who runs Movie Pass. Mm-hmm. Like they ask him like those questions. It's like,
how do you say business?
Yeah, exactly. And he kind of lays it out. He tells the honest truth. It's like, yeah, we are kind of losing money, but in the long run, like he lays out all these numbers and facts and figures, and the way it works is like it's gonna end up working out for them in the long run. Because as big as this country is, as big as this movie industry is, and what we talk about, movies as our life, there's people who go to the movies maybe 2-3 times a year. So this is kind of like is for them. It's like, hey, $10 a month. What you pay for those 2 movies that you go see in a year, you can double that, triple that for $10 a month. So he's doing this. They're doing this to get more people to go to the movies.
Oh, okay, get it. I see what you're saying.
Cool. So in the long run, with the more people subscribing, and like a lot of the smaller areas where people don't go to the movies as much,
we'll be going more.
It's meant more for them. We're taking advantage of it.
Cool.
We see it so much, so it works out for us. But it's a great interview over on Screen Junkies.
I gotta check that out. All right.
So yeah, that's all that's been going on.
Yeah, I got nothing.
Movies, comics, getting back into it. Reading, buying more novels. Because I've heard good things about Dr. Sleep. Have you heard about that?
No.
That's the sequel to The Shining.
Really?
So I bought The Shining. I've never read it. I'm going to read through that, and then Dr. Sleep.
Interesting.
Speaking of Stephen King, have you seen Gerald's Game on Netflix? That's the one where that couple goes on like a retreat, and he ties her up in the bed.
Yes.
And he has a heart attack.
Yes. I remember.
That's a Stephen King adaptation.
Correct.
Really good.
Yeah.
Really good.
I did not. It's one of those movies you try to figure out the whole time. Didn't have a clue. I was like,
you watched it, right?
Yeah, watch it.
Yeah, they're really good.
That's awesome.
The way
you're not real.
What happens to her character?
Yeah, the ending
and
what she did to get out of her constraints.
And I love the Moonlight Man. The idea of the Moonlight Man. That was freaking creepy. That was awesome. Yeah, and it's that.
Speaking of which, you know what movie I just saw, and it's been out for a while, and I wish I would have seen it. Girl on the Train.
Girl on the Train. I've not heard good things about it.
Do you remember the movie?
Especially being an adaptation, like it doesn't.
Maybe I don't know. Have you seen Gone Girl?
Yeah,
that type of stuff.
Really?
I was like,
yeah. Well, yeah. I've seen the trailer. I got hints of Gone Girl, but all the reviews for it that came out, I was like, they didn't give it.
I liked it. I told my engineer to watch it. He goes, "Bro, are you kidding me? This is nuts."
Really?
I was just like, "Oh, it's awesome."
All right. All I need is one good word, and I'll check it out.
Yeah, so I definitely check it out. And I was like, "Wow, okay, cool." It's maybe because you come with no expectations. Like, I'm bored. This movie was good. It was good. Nice. Kept you, those movies that keep you guessing. Like, oh, okay, oh man, this is what's gonna happen. No, oh, yeah, it's kind of those.
Very cool. Also, Ash vs. Evil Dead is back. Season 3.
I watched both seasons. So
isn't it like
it's a good show?
Crazy, like gory, just season 2 in the morgue.
Very awesome
with the butthole.
Yeah,
that's like it's insane. It's bonkers insane. It's gory. It's funny.
Doesn't take itself serious, which is awesome.
Exactly.
Ash being perfect Ash.
Exactly, dude. I just love that show so much. I'm so glad it's back. That's the reason I'm actually. I got the Stars app to watch it as it comes out every week, and I need to, and I want to support it. Give it the money so it can stick around.
Yeah,
because
I got it, $10.
Yeah. So Ash vs. Evil Dead.
Yep.
Another show to recommend. It's on Netflix. Binge it, season 1 and 2.
Mm-hmm.
That's another good one. So.
All right, guys. I think that's it for us for this.
That's about it.
Yep. Like I said, we will be trying to do this more often. Schedules get pretty busy for us, but we got to talk about getting more involved in our Instagram account, put more stuff up. Besides that, thank you again, guys, for staying tuned. For those who do watch, even if it's a select few, thank you for subscribing. Thank you for liking. Thank you for viewing. This is Los.
This is Drew.
See you guys.
Adios.